Daytime Buffalo, we take a few moments of mindfulness with Save the Michaels in our studio and hear details for an event celebrating Black art and culture at the Birchfield Penny Art Center. It's all coming up right now on Daytime Buffalo. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Daytime Buffalo. I'm your host, Chelsea Lavelle. We're starting the show today with some mindfulness and a focus on mental health. Addiction is something that touches so many of our lives, and if you or someone you know is struggling, we want you to know that there are resources to help. Joining me now is Avi Israel, founder of Save the Michaels. Thank you so much for being here, Avi.
Thank you for having me.
I want you to start off with sharing your story and your testimony with us.
My son, Michael, was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at the age of 13. And he had a couple of surgeries, and that's when painkillers started. At the time, 14 years ago, there was not much of a conversation about painkillers or addiction or any of such things. You know, none of us really paid attention to it. But Michael rapidly deteriorated into a point where he couldn't live without the painkillers. He had 2 surgeries. The second surgery, we notified his doctors that Michael was addicted. Michael asked for help. We were dismissed by his doctors with a tap on the shoulder and a saying that we know what we're doing and we'll take care of it. Well, he stayed in the hospital for a few months when their version of taking care of it is letting him out of the hospital with several prescriptions of opiates and benzodiazepine, which got Michael into a worse shape. He attempted suicide on May 17th of 2011. He sent me a text that says, "Dad, I love you, but you don't deserve a son like me." I knew what he meant. He was sitting in the garage with the car running. I called 911. We took him to ECMC, where we spent 12 hours, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was told to take my son home, that he was just wanting attention. He was not going to take his life, but that's what junkies and addicts do, to get attention. And that was May 17th. On June 4th, Michael, again, I asked him to call his counselor. He did. She told him there's no beds available. It took her 5 minutes and 47 seconds to decide the fate of my son with there's no help available. He went into the bedroom, pulled a shotgun that he used to use for skeet shooting, put it under his chin, and pulled the trigger. By the time I kicked the door, Michael was struggling to breathe, and then he died in my arms. And that was the beginning of
Save the Michaels.
Save the Michaels.
You have been on a journey being brave enough to share your story and your heartbreak with the world because you want to be a champion helping other people with their addiction and being part of the cause that makes sure that there's not more Michaels. So tell us about Save the Michaels and what you're doing for this cause.
You know, when you hold your son and you watch him take his last breath and you look around the room and see matters, your son's matter all over the ceiling and wall, it makes you want to do something. You know, if you don't speak up and you don't say something and you think that it's not going to touch you, eventually you're going to get to a point where you are being touched and nobody's there to speak for you. So the point that we wanted to make, my wife and I, is there is this medication, and there are these doctors who are prescribing this medication, have no knowledge of addiction, have no knowledge of mental health, but yet they're prescribing dangerous medication to people without warning and without the knowledge of the consequences that they're going to have. So our first mission was to educate the community, and we did that. We went from school to school. We basically lived in Albany and insisted on changes in prescribing, insisted on changes in education to the medical community. And then we insisted on control, a central control of all narcotics in the state. And we passed a major legislation, which is called ISTOP. It's Internet System for Tracking Opiate Prescribing. And since then, I would say that it's sort of like stopped or slowed down the prescribing of narcotics. However, in doing so, we neglected the millions of people that were in the pipeline that were already addicted to opiates, and we did not offer them help.
You were sharing with me before this interview some pretty shocking statistics.
So since 2008, the rate of overdose has gone up by 73%, which means we're really not doing anything right now. And there's nothing new in New York State to say that we are in control of this epidemic. The rate of fentanyl has gone up by 127%. This is affecting just about everybody in our community. 4 out of 5 homes in this country have some sort of addiction in them. But yet, as a society, we think that addiction or mental health is a weakness, and we're not coming forward to say, I need help. Right now, it is affecting everybody. And what I mean by everybody, I'm including black, white, purple, yellow, whoever you want to say is affected by this. The rate of overdose and death in the African American community and the Latino community is shooting up through the roof. But yet there's no resources over there to ask for help. We're not educating the community to understand that it is a disease. And there's nothing wrong by saying, I need help. And help is available if you just call. If you just call. We have, for the past 6 years, we have helped thousands of people get into treatment. And just in the past year, we helped over 1,400 people get into treatment. We help thousands of people join AA, NA, whatever it is you need to help you maintain recovery. We transport over people to treatment or to see their families or for moms to spend time with their kids. We spent over 3,000 people that we helped. All you need to do is just call.
And you guys are helping to provide the resources, which is such an incredible thing that you and your family have started, and it's blossomed into what it's become now. So thank you so much for your time. Viewers, we're going to continue to learn more from Avi, but if you would like more information on everything Save the Michaels is doing for our community, head over to savethemichaels.org. Thanks again for coming in, and most importantly, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.